I always sort of think like, what will the future look like in 5 years or 10 years, 20 years? Um, and 5 years from now, uh, autonomous cars are going to be everywhere, primarily going to be Teslas, by the way. But autonomous Teslas will be everywhere. And I think in 5 years, probably we'll have regulatory approval, I think globally. So you'll have autonomous Teslas on every continent, taking people on trips, and almost the entire fleet, which will pass 10 million vehicles next year, is capable of full autonomy. So it even without the cybercab, can now be used potentially for 80, maybe 100 hours in a week. So you could have a car that has 10 times the usefulness of a non-autonomous car, but it still costs the same. In fact, the fleets are already built. So the software update is just enables that capability. Overnight, you have an increase in usefulness of 10 million cars that suddenly become like 50 million cars, or maybe 80 or 100 million cars of usefulness overnight. That's a profound thing. Like nothing like that has ever happened before. There is no analogy that nothing is, there's never been something where a software update increased the value of a gigantic asset base by a factor of like 500 to 1,000%. So it's very difficult for, like, people in the stock market, especially those that look in the rearview mirror, which is most people, to imagine a future where suddenly a 10 million vehicle fleet has 5 to 10 times the usefulness. It's so profound, and there's no comparison with anything in the past that they just can't. It does not compute, but it will compute in the future. And some people like Kathy Wood at ARK Invest do see the future. So what I'm saying is, hang on to your stock. So yeah, it's mind blowing. Then I want to give a shout out to service. Service is a tough job, an important job, and it's actually what sells cars long term. Because the initial car is sold with sales, but all future cars are sold with service. And I always encourage our service team, like, let's try to give people a service experience that they love. Not merely that they like, but that they love. Because people will talk about something that they love, that was an amazing experience, but they don't talk that much about things that they like. You have to really do something amazing. And then they'll talk about it and be like, wow, that's incredible.